So in this video, I hope to take you through the American public brainwashing system we call school. The induction process begins around kindergarten, when you're conditioned to listen to songs and color in the lines. Whoever thought taking a bunch of children away from their parents and putting them in a room with a stranger and a bunch of other kids was a good idea to make kids learn was definitely mistaken.
You got that right.
Kids at this age really don't need to be around other kids. It's just going to make them more childish. The one thing every kindergarten class is going to do is play a bunch of dumb songs.
For real.
Music is very bad. Every single music is bad.
Say what?
Music is to occupy your mind with thoughts other than your own that lead to nowhere.
Got that right.
Contrapositively, it is also a mathematical pathway for formless entities known as archons, genies, or morgellons to possess their human hosts.
I'm talking about demons.
There's not a single song you will hear on the radio that is not taken to a satanic temple
and filled with the devil's curse.
Human beings are essentially just batteries or hosts for these interdimensional electromagnetic parasites that we call genies, jinn, or archons. The archons are the source of all disease, and they enter your body through the tape of your neck.
Just like that movie, The Matrix.
So the first thing we got to do in kindergarten is strap you on with a backpack.
10 pounds, 20 pounds.
It's going to get heavier and heavier over the years.
100 pounds.
So they get a nice clear shot at the vertebrae in the tape of your neck.
All the better to possess you with, my pretty.
Then we're going to feed you some shit food. And if you got the money to come in with your own lunch, guess what? We're going to make it shit also. You know, I'm talking a bologna sandwich, a couple of gushers, and a motherfucking Kool-Aid Squeeze-It.
And some fruit by the foot.
As you go up in rank over the next couple years, we're going to flash numerous subliminal messages at you all over the damn school. And put some hidden agenda messages right in your face.
Your vote totally matters.
None of these kids will grow up to be gay if they didn't have a tranny coming in to teach them how to twerk at the age of 9 or 10.
Propaganda all over their smartphone.
They wouldn't be choosing to be gay if there wasn't a gay-straight alliance and a Pride Month at their damn school.
Meeting every day at 9th period.
But that's not even the worst part. We're going to fill up your mind with bullshit.
Tell it how it is.
As you grow up, we're going to teach you algebra. Algebra is another system of math other than standard mathematics that actually has no practical function. If you wanted to teach someone math, the first thing you teach them is the multiplication tricks. Any number times 5 is that number cut in half and move the decimal over. I'm sure you know any number times 9 adds up to 9, but did you know any number times 3 adds up to 3, then 6, then 9 in that order? And any number times 6 adds up to 9, then 6, then 3 in that order? Same way the 9s add up to 9s? There's a simple math chart you could do for multiplying times 7 that'll give you the answer for anything multiplied times 7, and anything divided by 7 is 0.142568.
Or 0.142567.
Any even number times 6 ends in that same number. For example, 6 times 8 is 48. Well, obviously, anything times 1 is that same number. You learn your 2 times tables. You got your 4s and your 8s in that already. I just taught you 5, 6, 9, and 7.
Infinity adds up to 0.
And the number 3.
Damn, that's all the numbers.
Then around 6th grade, puberty's gonna hit.
And it's gonna hit hard.
None of these boys got any game. And I don't know what it's like to be a girl, so I'm not even gonna comment on that. But what ends up happening is they get more into the material culture. They got to define themselves with a pair of sneakers and what music they listen to.
And get a Gucci belt.
Everybody learns to prejudge people just based on their appearance. They go from toys to clothes, from video games to Tinder.
And video games.
And with the music and the style come certain drugs. Come along right with that. They start off wanting a toy, wanting a video game, getting some nice shoes. Next thing you know, they're smoking weed, and it won't be long till they're puffing a rock
and sucking a dick.
By the time you get to high school, they already got figured out what type of student you are, and that's when they start throwing the labels on you. This one's mentally ill.
Throw them in the dungeon.
The whole process is just to get you totally possessed by the archons. Every time school starts, you got to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance and pledge your allegiance to a goddamn material object. Some of these kids grow up to be soldiers, which are just essentially mercenaries. We're not being mandated to fight. We're getting paid for it. And we're supposed to feel bad for them?
I feel bad for the quote-unquote enemy.
That's their choice. They bought the brainwash propaganda and went out and fought for their paycheck.
Bumbleclot Ross in a pussy hole, you know?
Now, why would anyone put their children in school? I can't make a child work for 8 hours a day, but I could send them to get brainwashed for 8 hours a day, and if I don't, they'll take them away from me and make it happen.
We don't got no motherfucking rights.
It all comes down to appearance anyway. Let's face it. The black kids are going to grow up to have a black job. The white kids are going to grow up to have a white job. The Arab kids are going to grow up to have an Arab job. The Chinese kids are going to grow up to have a Chinese job. And of course, there's exceptions to the rules.
Mexicans,
but that's pretty much how it is. Did you really need to spend 15 years in school to figure that out?
Oh, hell no.
And for girls, it just comes down to body type, basically.
It ain't easy, honey.
Now let's look at the subjects. You're teaching English, but you ain't teaching how to speak English. We already know that. You're just teaching us literature that is works of fiction.
Fake.
Meaning it is not real.
It is bullshit, my friend.
You're teaching us history.
His story.
But it's not the real history. Nobody knows the real history.
I don't even know what I ate for lunch.
What you're really teaching us is to be confident in nonsense.
Bullshit.
Then they teach you sciences. Let's break down the sciences. Astrology. It's not real. There ain't no such thing as outer space. Chemistry. I have reasons to think it's also not real. I believe that there is things like alchemy, like you can mix substances and get other substances and do extractions on substances. But the way chemistry is all spelled out, it kind of seems like they encoded something that works with that code, but it ain't really based on facts. Nobody's ever seen an atom. No one could photograph it. No one has pictures of it. It's all theoretical. If you read any chemistry book, it tells you that the Bohr model of the atom is a theoretical structure that also exists dually as a wavelength.
Dun, dun, dun.
So why are we learning about chemicals when they're all wavelengths?
Perhaps we're being miseducated.
They don't even teach engineering in school, but if they did, they'll tell you the electricity is moving through the copper wire, when in reality, it's moving around it. And for that matter, electromagnetic energy is the real electrical energy. Okay, so what else you got left? Physics? Well, microphysics is different than macrophysics. Why is macrophysics different? Because it's based on outer space and it doesn't exist. So they had to create a way of explaining their lies.
True indeed.
Even the way they teach you another language when you get to high school is actually the worst way possible. They teach you to memorize verbs and conjugations when really what you need to do is practice conversational skills, which they rarely do.
No bueno nada, Holmes.
They make you sit in this little chair with this desk, and wear a goddamn backpack. Then they check you for scoliosis, make you get all these immunizations. But it's just to get your system full of genies, archons, morgellons, demons. The demons don't have a form in this realm, although they exist in this realm. So they need a host in order to have a form. And what the genies feed off of is bad energy, negative energy, sinful acts. Whoever thought it was a good idea to fill a room with a bunch of kids and have them be monitored by one person who's just following orders, did 4 years of college, and basically been in school their whole goddamn life?
Got that right.
You ever wonder why there's moths inside the light bulbs of all the schools? They got those fluorescent lights and it'd be having a couple of live moths in them. That's because those are the genies that turned good and got converted into insects with actual form.
You just blew my mind.
The archons can move through all matter. What you're not seeing is the medical gases they're spraying on you while you're inside the school. These motherfuckers are going to talk about, do this math problem and show your work. It don't matter if you got the right answer. It don't matter if you got the answer using another method. You got to use their method and show them how you did it using their exact method. That's just to make you a conformist and a sensationalist. If they wanted kids to be mature and grow up and make the right decisions, they just let them be around their parents long enough. Instead, they do the opposite. They take them away and put them in a room with some pervert who got his bachelor's degree.